Welcome back. In this tutorial, I'm going to start on page 360, which is showing and hiding different layouts. And we're going to put some other images on the design and display the one that we want based upon the size of the screen. So starting with number one, we have the index file open and we want to be in the medium layout, which is the 992 over here. And we're going to add a responsive image, and we're going to place it right after the boulevard image over here. So let's click in the boulevard image in there. So I'm going to go to Insert, and I've got Bootstrap over there, responsive image. I'm going to choose default, and I'm going to choose after. So now what we need to do is we need to change the properties panel to show it. We want to put in the Boulevard logo 90. And we now have it over here. And of course, we're going to need to put in the Alt sign. So we're going to just change that also to the Boulevard. So let's go into CoView, see what that did. And you can see it created an image over here, did a class responsive image, and it changed the Alt to Boulevard. Remember, you can always change the Alt sign inside of CoView as well. So now we have that over here. That is number 4. Flipping the page over to 361, we're now going to choose the extra small, which is this. Remember, small, extra small is this, small, medium, and large. So with the rotated image selected in the document, we're going to add a class. So this is the rotative image. We're going to add a class strictly by clicking on the plus sign. So what we want to do is we actually want to hide that one when it's in the small. So we're going to type in a dot and HID, and we have hidden extra small. And now it's gone. That takes care of that. This is a good time now to save your file. That takes care of that. I'm now turning to the next page, and on page 362, I'm going to use the small size layout. We show that over here. Then we're going to click the hidden small. Remember, this is extra small, this is small. We're basically going to do the same thing. Just going to click in. Now notice that it already has it as extra small, but we need to add the small. And if you type a dot, it works better than typing a comma. That takes care of that. So let's go to the medium, and you can see it's still there. And you can take a look at the chart on the bottom of page 362, explain exactly what it will look like based upon the different ones. And then you can design your sites accordingly. Okay, I'm on number 10 on page 363. Now we're doing the medium size. So with the medium size, we're kind of going to do the opposite. Instead of hiding the big horizontal logo, we're going to hide this one up top here. So it tells us to this time click the horizontal logo, which is up here, and we're going to change that to hidden large. And I must have done something wrong because I do see it over here. So let's go back. Whenever something doesn't work right, just go back to where you were. Let's click on this here. And hidden. Oh, hidden medium. I don't know why I'm looking for hidden large. I would have had a hard time hitting in there. So that takes care of hidden medium. Reading does count in this book, by the way. So we need to always take that into consideration. If you don't see what you're supposed to be seeing, check to see if you're actually looking for what you're supposed to be looking at. And number 13 is we're going to do the hidden large for the large size. And we'll click that over here. Then I'm going to use some information that has nothing to do with Dreamweaver. And we have hidden large. You probably heard the Confucius saying that man who has his own self for proofreader has fool for proofreader. The actual reason why you should never proofread what you've written is because you're actually going more by memory and you're not actually reading it, which is exactly what I've done here. And I didn't actually read the book. I just assumed I remembered what I was supposed to be looking for. So there is an example of proving about proofreading. All right, the next section, this is a great time for you to save. The next section is a little challenging. I'm going to take it slow, so hopefully you'll be able to follow along with it. Don't worry, I will show you how to fix it if you can't. The book does not, in my opinion, do a very good job of explaining what they want you to do, but it actually works. So let's take a look at it. So I'm using number 15. It wants me to use the resize handle. So I'm clicking here. I don't see any resize handles. They're right over here, but I want to make sure that I have this displayed as well. So you can see that on the bottom of step 15. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to use the resize handle to reduce the column div to span only 2 columns. And I want to make sure that we're at where we're supposed to. Click the vertical layout and okay, we need to be in the large, which we're in the large. So I'm going to go over here. Now as I drag it, watch the blue down over here is going to add the class. So let's drag it over here. And we have large 4. And large 3, which is getting to be a pain because it's telling us that we want to span only 2 columns. Well, I'm tired of doing this. So I'm just going to go into code view and I'm going to change this from a 3 to a 2. And that will do what we want. That takes care of it over here. So now what we need to do is select the column div to the right side over here, which is right here. And notice we have column mid 5, and we're going to change it to 7. This time we're going to drag it out because we want to increase it. And there's large 6. And there's large 7. If you didn't want to do it that way, you could physically type in large 7. So that takes care of that. Notice that we have it here. So let's select this div here, go back into code view, and you can see what we actually have in here. Here's our large 7. And notice 5 and 7 do add up to 12, which is good. And we'll go to number 17, and we're going to do the medium. And then we're going to change the div and the logo to occupy 3 grid columns and change the right div to occupy 7. So what we need to do here is go down here so we can see it. Okay, make sure that this is here. Drag it, and we want to do 3 and 7. So I'm going to go back here. Now you can't really go in here and change this easily. Don't click the X, but let's go here and do it. And always whenever you do it, the reason why I said be very careful, because you might accidentally click the X thinking you're clicking here. So click over here, go into code view, and we have done it. And that takes care of number 17, the first part. Now we need to occupy 7 grid columns in this over here. So we're going to click the div. We're going to add over here. Okay, notice it's always going to add medium because we're in the medium. So at this point in time, I'm just going to click to the left over here and change that to 7. And then again, I always recommend going into code view, make sure that you got what you want. Okay, so that takes care of this. And if you're thinking that 7 and 7 add up to 14, you are correct, except that we're dealing with medium and large, so it's not exactly the same. So we're going to say the file go to the next stage. How exciting. And that is it for this one. So I'm going to, at this point in time, I'm going to show this in live view, assuming it will let me. Which it is not. So what I'm going to do, if you can't get something to show in live view over here, what you want to do is just go to the actual file itself, wherever you have it, which is right here. Open it up from a browser, and eventually gets here. This is the wacky world of Internet Explorer or Edge. So if you notice that if you move it, it will eventually change. And there we go. Now close that. Okay, that's it for this tutorial. Hope you're having a great day.